things up.
So normally this stream starts like half an hour late or an hour late, and this time we started on time, and because we started on time we forgot to set up our...
Well, we started 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's up. We're gonna finish off the last bit of
Metal Slug 3?
Metal Slug 3. So we've got like one path to do here, and then I think we're on the last level, but the last level is big.
Alright.
And does some things.
Things.
Okay. So I believe we're taking the top path and not going down any... Oh. I can't take my camel up that.
So last time we tried to do every single path. There's all of these branching paths in Metal Slug. If you missed it,
Which is pretty crazy.
Wow.
For an arcade game.
branching paths and spores that turn you into massive tentacles. Several things that are not in every
To
game.
be fair, they also kill you.
Yeah.
And also, like, custom death animation for that as well. As you sort of were talking about a lot.
Well, that doesn't seem nice.
Last stream.
Can you get me out? No.
No. That'd be nice. This game is not about being nice. This game really is sort of built around spectacle and just throwing as much unique pixel art at the screen as possible. Oh, I ate a watermelon, so now I am big.
Wow.
They've got quite a lot of range on them.
That thing is so... Yeah, it's huge. That's some serious bullshit. I guess you should just get up in their business and, like, slash them.
Or, like, be, like, more than half a screen away.
Yeah, you gotta be really far.
Okay, the stream is a tiny bit choppy and we're red. We really should have worked that out before we got started.
Should be all the new settings that we did to make that better. Let me make sure things are not logged in. Take over for me, and I'll do the usual. Make sure phones are not logged in.
It's weird, the one time that you move left.
Oh my god.
What was it?
So if you have the like you are overweight status and you die, you literally pop.
That's grotesque.
That's
Also, I'm not sure.
like
how
parts
that
of
works.
DeviantArt you don't want to go to.
Wow, this sucks.
Okay. Logging as many things
Oops,
out.
wasn't
Is
that-
it...
Sorry.
Oh, it's broadcasting again.
Oh, come on.
Okay, should get less choppy.
Twitch is trying very hard to undercut us.
Yeah, it has this wonderful
Oh
thing
my
where it
God.
auto starts as soon as
This is just brutal.
we reconnect the stream.
What
Okay,
is
yeah,
this
we're getting
bullshit?
greens now.
Okay, let's just run. Just go right. Just
That
go
sounds
right.
good. Well, is it gonna let us do that?
Just
Oh.
go right.
I think, no, you've got to kill off enough of these.
Wow.
So, yeah, as we mentioned last stream, the Neo Geo guidelines basically had a, like, every 3 minutes-ish. You're supposed to...
2.5 to 3.5 minutes
You
was
should
their
put in a
recommendation.
quarter.
That was what they tested this. This was the ideal,
So
according to them.
It's not a lot of the deaths
my
in this game.
God.
I don't. Maybe I just suck, but I don't have a sense that we didn't have this much trouble at this place last time. I don't get a
Well,
sense.
this one's bullshit.
I don't get a sense that like playing with a great amount of skill is going to change the number of deaths you have in this game a lot. There's a ton
I mean,
happening on
if
screen.
you get really good at this, like, you know, if you watch the speedruns, they're like,
There are people who
you
can
can do it on,
one-quarter
yeah, you can do
but
it on one quarter,
requires
but like,
an insane level of dedication compared to... See, we don't want to go through here. We've already done that.
We've done that way.
and you know, it's like lots of memorization.
Sure.
So, no, don't crank, yeah.
Do not crank.
And we are also playing on the easiest setting. I don't really know what that changes. Because, like, it's not like we have health. that
Nice. I
could
got a good
work
weapon. Oh, well, maybe that's what you were supposed to have done.
Oh,
So 2.5 minutes per credit is that's like that's very much fighting game pacing, you know.
well,
Generally,
fighting games also you've got two people putting coins in.
right, exactly. Every time you lose a match, like that's someone puts in a quarter. So
One thing that I've noticed is that when I briefly got the blowtorch, that was just destroying these things. I'm not really trying very hard right now. I'm just sort of walking around and mashing a button. Oh, that's really cool.
laser gun.
I love the little cat.
Kitty!
So yeah, that takes us right. So that's
Okay.
the shortest route. There are other routes that we took last week that were like several minutes longer and involved things like seeing like Omu and a bunch of Japanese soldiers who didn't know the war was over. And had,
Yeah.
Wait, someone said you left the kitty. Can you take the kitty with you?
we can't.
Okay.
And
So now we have
Shark points
wolves.
out, if you're actually playing an SNK fighter in single player mode, which is, you know, like that's not what you're doing in an arcade, but if you do, the bosses are just absolute bullshit. They are famously bullshit.
So I'm not sure we've been paying attention. The first time we were asking everyone to keep track of how many continues that we ate up, because I'm just very curious. We're playing through the entire game. We're basically 100% of the game. Every time we finish a level, we go back. We try the path we didn't try the last time. And last time we got 67 continues, I think it was. Which, if we assume 50 cents, takes us to like, you know, about $35. This entire Metal Slug collection cost about like 20. So that implies, like, you know, we didn't even get to the last level. However much it is we spend in quarters, that's like how much you would have had to have paid to get all the way through this. Assuming that you're doing what we're doing and just sort of running through bullet sponging and assuming that you don't actually need to dodge anything because you'll just...
But I think, like, that's also, like, that's not how you play it in the arcade, you know? Like, you're not playing 3 hours of an arcade game. You are playing 30 minutes, you get as far as you can, you get a lot better. So I think it's the case that we're not necessarily improving because we can just keep putting in more money.
Yeah.
I definitely remember a friend stealing all of his parents' laundry money, and we basically went through all of Double Dragon.
Wow.
And we definitely just threw a ton in. And then his parents found us just as we had finished the end. So the bit where we fight each other, we didn't get to see the results of.
Nice. I mean, did I?
And then there was stuff that didn't take that many quarters to get through. Bad Dudes was pretty easy. I think I won that a few times back in the day.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I think I've seen beaten once, and it was sort of like it was like a collaborative effort, basically. It was like an entire group of kids all like pooled resources to get all the way through the end of the game.
To be fair, the arcade operator doesn't care, just so long as users are putting in putting in money every 2.5 minutes.
Right. So I guess I'll bring this up this time. Is that like there was some discourse a month or so ago about like, can free-to-play games be good? And specifically, a developer that will remain unnamed attempting to suggest that there is not a difference between a game where there's $30 or $40 of free-to-play content that you have to buy, or free-to-play like gates that you have to pass. Someone's dead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was
versus,
listening to you.
I'm sorry. Versus like spending money to just buy a game. And I attempted as politely as possible to express that this was absolute nonsense. But like a comparison people keep making is like two games like this. Like, what about like old arcade games where like you had to pay for lives? Is that really different? And really, it ruined this too, right?
Yeah, like
Like,
this is
The
not.
genre isn't
It's like the gameplay here is kind of a little bit garbage. We're paying our way to get through the game.
It's
But
very
the kitty
poorly
again.
tuned.
It's very poorly tuned. We're paying our way to get. Oh no! Oh, the kitty's okay.
Yeah.
We're paying our way to get through the. Why am I a dude?
Oh my god, we have different vehicles.
That's really cool.
Um,
We're paying our way to get through the game. I'm not putting any effort into this. I'm just mashing the A button and moving around, and I'm basically watching this movie.
Yeah, as a piece of spectacle gaming, it's really, really good. As a piece of skill-based gaming, it's not great.
So what you're saying is that design-wise, this is equivalent to Dragon's Lair.
It's a better game than Dragon's Lair, I think. Like, there's the pieces of a good game in here that have been just weirdly tuned. Like, a lot of the bosses actually have pretty good signaling for their big attacks. And such, there's just kind of too much going on.
You know, my feeling on like free to play is like the reasons I don't know. I was at one point trying to get people to use the word pay to progress. I don't think it really worked, but like,
Oh, shit.
Eject.
Got it. Oh my god!
that's
Amazing.
incredible. That's so good.
Oh, you have a jetpack. Nice.
The thing
Oh, I
that
love that little tumble.
oh, how do you eject?
It's like top button, I think.
Okay.
Or I just sort of button mash until I eject.
That's fair. Were the fish driving?
I think that's what was being
Great.
You're
carried.
just delivering fish.
There were like important military supplies.
Important military pork.
There's so much happening in this. It's like they're trying to show you a movie. Like every second something is happening.
No, and in terms of that objective, which was one of their big objectives given how they had to make money from this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I run on the ground!
That's
Whoa.
so good.
You're running with the. Oh my god.
Oh.
That fucking animation. Like.
Yeah. Yeah, like as a piece of spectacle, which is what they kind of had to do for this type of arcade game, and they still do, with a lot of modern arcade games. At least if you go to Japan, where there still are modern arcade games.
Yeah.
It's really good in terms of what their objectives had to be to make money in this. Ignoring the fact that SNK went broke shortly afterwards.
Yeah. And I mean, to be fair, like, modern arcade game design in Japan is very much inspired by free-to-play. Like, you play a rhythm game in a Japanese arcade, and you can, you can spend extra money to get an experience boost while you're playing,
Really?
yeah.
Ugh.
It's,
Bananas.
I mean, I didn't do that, because, you know, that's going to interfere with,
I'll stick to playing the one that looks like you're in a washing machine. I like that one.
oh yeah.
Why are you in a washing machine?
It's like you're stroking a washing machine.
This
Yeah.
sounds great, but also like you can't possibly be describing a real thing.
It's real, and also, you're not describing the best part, which is that it's a camera that,
That watches you stroke the
Yeah.
washing machine.
like,
And
records you playing.
so you can share your specific style of stroking to the internet.
Okay.
God, all the destruction models on like the tank and the vehicle separately. No, I think, like, to paraphrase Marshall McLuhan, the monetization model kind of is the medium, and like that's outside of just games. Like Netflix and HBO and such changed how television was made because they were making money in a different way.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Like,
I think what's important to me about game funding models is that like, what impact does it have on the design? And the problem with
Oh
free
my
to play
God!
in the arcade is that like, there's an incentive for the designer to create a situation where the player needs to put in money in some particular way, and that's going to deform the design in ways that are bad.
Well, I mean, I don't think that's necessarily. I look at a lot of the free to play stuff that does really well now. It's not stuff that gives you advantages in terms of changing the way you play. It's stuff that gives you characters or like different character art, or like sometimes cosmetic, but other times it's like you just want to get your
Oh
favorite
my
character in the
God!
game.
this dude.
And like that doesn't deform the gameplay in the same way that.
Sure, but you also like, alright, so I don't play these games, but I hear people talking about Overwatch, and like, so like Overwatch was something that looked like that. I was
Overwatch
like, oh,
is very much.
yeah, it's all skins, right? It's all cosmetics and it's all skins, and it's like, oh, but a lot of people are just like talking about how like they the goal that Blizzard has is get you to buy those loot boxes. And so, you know, I've heard a couple people saying like, you know, the only reason that I have to play this anymore is to just go and randomly grind playing the game because of these time-limited skins. So either you just sit and you just play the game, not really enjoying yourself, not really doing it for any reason, just mindlessly playing it so that you get that chance at a loot box at the end of each game, or you pay for it. And the reason that they're doing this is that, like, in order to make you want to pay for it, they have to, like...
And that background.
Like, I think the idea of, like, you go back and you do it for a bit during a limited time, and you get, like, a nice skin or something that you think is really cool. That's pretty neat, but then it's like you're having to play it for, like, ridiculous amounts of time to get that skin, because what they're trying to get you to do is to feel frustrated enough to just buy the skin.
But you're playing like...
Except I think it's all gacha based.
It
Like,
It
is.
is. It's gacha based, so you're either...
Whoa!
Amazing.
Yeah.
You're either paying for a gacha roll or you're playing the game to get a gacha roll, and the gacha rolls are like really shitty odds.
So I just want to point something out here. I've noticed that the big things we're shooting at now don't have as many frames as animation as earlier on. So they are running out of budget as they're going.
That makes
Running out
sense.
or being smart about it.
Right, that's the thing.
Uh,
You probably shouldn't use. You want your big animations
Yeah.
there to start. That's where everyone will see them.
A thing that I
That's
noticed
true
is
in
that, like,
both arcade games, but it's also just true in in
a thing that I noticed, I think like the first level was like kind of
it's
really
true in
short.
single player games as well. Like nowadays, still most players will not
Yeah.
finish.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think they did something. One thing that I noticed was really smart in this was that like there was a level at the start with a ton of branching, and there was a level at the end with a ton of branching, right?
Yeah.
And so that means that like you have a lot like first off you have a lot of incentive to like keep replaying the beginning because there's different ways the beginning can go.
Yep.
But then like also there's an incentive to play toward the end because you know that if you can get to that next to last level 4 times you can see it 4 different ways. But in the middle it's just like okay now you're just playing through.
Jesus. So much
Well, they
going
probably
on here.
don't like really care about players who have gone to the middle because players who have gone to the middle are probably on average better than players that die a lot in the first level, right?
Right.
Like the further you get, the more likely you are to be a good
But
player.
it is interesting to me that
Okay,
like they
wait,
decided
we've got the next step happening. There's a little bit of story here. To the extent that there is story in this.
What?
There's the real one that thought we were fighting.
Oh no! Wait, how?
I'm not sure. Oh!
Oh!
Oh, that's great!
Wow!
That's pretty good, Axiom.
Oh my
They just
god!
steal one of the characters.
Holy
and then-
shit!
Oh, that's really good.
That's pretty good. Oh my god, I love this. This is wonderful.
Like, as a piece of spectacle, this game is amazing.
This is wonderful.
I know I keep saying
God,
it,
each of
but
these,
like,
this is like a screen-sized painting. Aren't those guys from King of Fighters?
which guys?
Have the Mars people ever been in a King of Fighters game?
No.
Then why is there a Midnight Ghost sprite for them?
Oh,
Oh.
shit.
Like, these only show up here, and they've got like upgrade graphics
Yes.
for the for powering up. Oh,
Oh
and
my
one
God.
can get destroyed.
Well, to be fair, they don't have to animate them nearly as much.
Yeah, although they actually are doing minor
Oh my God, are
animation stuff
they?
on them. Yeah.
This like wild
Eject. Yeah. I
this
did.
this like operatic music is wild.
I guess that's the advantage of the SNK, the Neo Geo's, very overpowered audio hardware.
Weirdly overpowered. They just tossed a little.
I will
of
say
everything
we've been
in.
continuing a lot less in this area. I think precisely I think this is a gimme to players that have made it this far.
We've apparently continued 16 times.
Great.
Yeah, you can split these apart. Some of them have power-ups in them, if I remember correctly.
Oh my god, that's so great.
One thing that was really common in arcade games around this time is the first level would be quite easy. This game doesn't actually follow that that pattern. But a lot of them you'll find the first level's really easy and then it ranks up because at that point you've got sunk costs. And so you're more likely to put money in because you got to the second level and you don't want to lose that progress. Like there's a lot of weird psychology in these old games. Oh, I love this. A little bit of the like old Mars attacks. You can see the soldiers in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I love the way that those alien ships roll. Like that seems to be a very Metal Slug animation cycle. The like having it go on a sort of little bit of yaw. Oops. Get in there before we lose our spot.
Remember, it might be a good idea to use up all your bombs while you're alive.
What are people in chat talking about?
Mars people.
They're normal people, but from Mars.
Very normal.
And they've got teddy bears, which are worth points.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of items here. Like, also like the love letter.
Is that a stuffed bunny? It's very cute.
There's like a little stuffed doll and a
The
teddy
Mars
bear.
people love their teddy bears.
Mars needs cuddles.
Aww.
Or
Is
maybe
that why they're doing all this? They just want cuddles?
look at the explosion when you destroy one of the Mars little ships. It has like, you can see it like light up from the inside.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
Like phenomenal
I will say the beginning of this was just like absolutely wild. Like all this fascinating stuff going by in the background. I was just like,
This
this has
definitely...
been the same thing for like 3-4 minutes.
I mean, it was the same with the helicopter fight, right? Like, they
Yeah.
were wasting... They're spending a lot of time on stuff that doesn't... I mean, that said, clearly... We're still getting a lot of
Whoa.
wild shit.
Yeah. They probably wanted enough time with that to justify,
Yeah.
like, basically creating a...
Well, they probably did, like, literally have,
shot.
like, an amount of time, like, that they were required to make, like...
Yeah.
You know, this game did have... This level gave us a horizontal shoot 'em up and then a vertical shoot 'em up.
2 horizontal ones.
Wow. This keeps going.
Yeah.
I like how many sort of like genres this game has encompassed over time. Like just in terms of like
Enemy crab, Giger.
yeah, like you had a Giger level, you had like a horror level with the zombies. I don't know. You really feel like the artists are having a lot of fun on this game.
I mean, I think a big part of it also, you know, like... You don't necessarily need to worry about cohesion as much. Just, like, whatever's something fun and memorable that you can have.
Jesus.
The style does feel really consistent.
You
though.
know, it's very, like, playground knowledge, right? Like,
Yeah.
things that, like, are described very easily. Hey, I heard it's got a...
Yeah.
Fuck.
We've been failing to get this L for a while.
Yeah.
L for loser.
Ironically, taking an L while not taking the L.
Uh-huh.
At least I got that apple.
Yeah, I will say, this is perhaps not their most beautiful background.
It was awesome for about 3 seconds, and then it was like, oh, I guess it's just not gonna change.
And when you get to, like, the metal slugs after this sort of, like, it's a very detailed background, but it's a very tight loop of it, becomes more and more common. I think they may have realized that maybe this one costs too much to make.
Yeah, this is not exactly Ikaruga here. The pacing in Ikaruga is actually shockingly good. Like the first area, it's like the first level is super hard. Every level after the first level is like harder than the one. Like each level's like, okay, they've now hit their difficulty ceiling. Then the next level manages to be even more difficult, and then the final level is just kind of slightly weird.
In Neo Geo Battle Colosseum, one of the Mars people became trapped on Earth and became a waiter in Osaka.
Amazing.
There's your lore, deep cut.
Amazing. Oh.
Yeah, this is not like shooter pacing either, honestly.
Not really. So,
yeah, no, this does feel like they were like, okay, we need to pad the length
yeah.
at this point. If somebody's made
God.
it this
If
far,
it-
they're
yeah.
gonna want to get through the whole thing.
Alright, I want to know where the Mars people actually came from. Because
Mars, baby.
like...
What's going on?
Oh, whoa.
Oh,
Nice.
Wow.
Wow. They're just so cute.
oh my god. Are these things steering themselves? They are.
That's amazing.
Oh my god. They've got little arms. That's
Okay, so they're Metal Slug commercials. Can someone please explain to me why I have seen a selection of Dimitri's Midnight Bliss sprites, and one of them is a Mars people?
Oh my god. The vomiting. One of the eyeballs like melts out when you set them on fire.
God.
oh wow.
They just look so cute and goofy when they're walking around.
And then these weird self-steering robots.
So it's not really clear to me if Ikaruga was ever in an arcade or not.
I mean, I know it's in arcades now, but I don't know if that was
Yeah.
the original release or not.
I think most people who played it probably played it on Dreamcast or GameCube. On those releases, it worked really well because, so first off, it was well paced if you assume like you have a fixed number of continues, and you're trying to get good enough to get all the way through the game on those continues. But also, the home releases were wild because they understood that it was a very memorization based game, and so they actually
Don't need a crab, I need a gun.
They actually would like train you to
Oh,
play the different
you can go in.
sections. Oh. Like Ikaruga had like, this is really good.
Yeah, it was on arcade at launch apparently.
Oh my god.
Are we supposed to feel sorry for Saddam Hussein?
Wow, they're doing some crazy like. Look at how it warps the background.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't even know what's going on there.
I'm guessing that's not being done in hardware.
Probably not.
Because I've never
Probably
seen an
just
effect
a
like
sprite,
that. So we freed him, one of the bad guys.
That was a really cool room. And wait, who's fighting who at this point?
I think everyone's fighting the Martians now.
Earth is
Okay.
fighting Martians.
That's fun.
Yeah, no, like our enemies were like, getting our rockets.
Nice.
Still introducing new enemy types.
I feel like this last area is really inconsistent in terms of like, here's something cool and new, here's the same thing for 8 minutes, here's something cool and new.
Oh wow!
I love it.
Oh. Weird.
God, that shading. Ah! Cute.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of really repetitive backgrounds compared
Yeah.
to the rest of the game.
Yeah. Mobs?
Mobs.
Huh! Oh my god, we have a satellite!
Nice.
But yeah, still throwing in.
Yeah, that's still. Has that appeared before?
Not that I know of. Like, it's entirely
Okay, use your
possible there's a
grenades.
hidden spot.
The clouds. It's like Ikaruga had a thing where once you'd finished a level in the home release, you could... they would have these videos of like someone who's a complete expert playing it for you, and also you could replay just that section in slow motion. So like, it was like the first time you went through, you just sort of had to power through, but then you could practice getting it perfect so that you would be able to get to the section after that with enough continues to power through it.
But you'd have to do it once before that would happen.
As I remember, yes.
That's a good pattern.
Yeah, no, that is really good.
Oh.
Well,
But
especially because like the process of getting really good at Ikaruga was a matter of like the first area, when the first time you play it, you're like, there's no way I'm going to be able to get through this. Well, okay, the first area maybe not, but like the first couple of areas, there's like bits you're like, there's no way I'm going to be able to get through this. But then like by the time that you get to the end, you've completely mastered those, because it's sort of like you have one bit of the game you're mastering, one bit that you're learning, and one bit that is just sort of like weird and mysterious, and you are just trying to figure out what it even is.
so I should point out that the background that they had there, where they did sort of open stuff up in the back, it's also like a fairly heavily tiled.
Mm.
Like, we are
you
definitely
supposed to be
seeing.
shooting this.
This
thing?
area is really long.
Oh yeah.
Cute.
Whoa.
This is great. Hey, did y'all play Inside?
Yeah.
I still haven't.
It's good.
Yeah, no, I liked it a lot. Jesus.
Oh god.
Is this as bullshit as it appears to be?
Slightly more.
Okay.
I don't know if you can hit it with grenades.
Yeah.
Oh no, you can.
Okay.
From that, because it's not a flat.
What? Like, they're giving us all the crazy weapons, but like.
They're also killing
That's,
you every 3 seconds.
oh my god, that's big.
Notice when it's growing, it's doing that crazy, like, warp effect.
Yeah, wow. If it's doing it in place, that still is probably pretty big though. I'm gonna be honest, that was not bullshit by the standards of bosses in this game.
Really? It was very quick.
That was actually substantially quicker.
Another Giger-esque background.
Oh no!
Oh no, it's cloned her!
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's the person who got kidnapped.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, so I guess if anybody wanted to see the girl from Metal Slug 3 turn into green goo and then dissolve...
Also, I just realized the background is like biology growing over the non-biological spaceship.
Oh yeah.
great.
Oh, whoops. I was confused about which person I was.
Like, we're complaining about these backgrounds tiling, but there is, like, if you count that there's, like, one per room.
Oh, yeah. No, it's only in
It's
comparison
only
to what they were
only
doing
because
before.
the game is
Oh, yeah.
like before that.
Oh my god. Hula hoops of doom.
I mean, they did need versions of that for each character, but to be fair, I don't think that's necessarily super expensive.
The
since
melty
it's-
animation, it's also a variation of the melty animation they use somewhere
Ah.
else.
Yeah,
A lot of the
Like, I
death
know they're like shifting the
animations...
palette, but that's...
Yeah, a lot of the death animations are draw-overs. So they have like a few different core ones, and then they'll do a variation.
yeah, I think you did observe at some point that the 2 girls are almost identical and the 2 guys are almost
Yeah.
identical, right?
So yeah, that's a
their
palette-shifted
animations
version of what would happen when you got hit by some of the things in the insect area,
Oh, right.
with a bit of extra goo details drawn on. Oh,
Hey, it's that guy!
he's helping us!
He's having a good time.
Yeah.
Even haha Bullet Man agrees that Mars is bullshit. Ha 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 ha.
You're like, y'all go on, I'm just gonna stay here and laugh to myself. Oh no! Rescue her!
Oh Jesus, they've got green flamethrowers now.
Throw all your grenades at the
Okay.
thing.
There we go.
Yay.
Immediately ready for battle.
Let's
These
fuck them
people are
up.
highly trained.
Oh. Now there's zombie versions of them.
They already used that, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the version that you could play as.
These last couple songs with the music have been really good. Like we had something very horror movie, and this is
Oh,
I don't know, Rambo maybe.
Oh, I think they just keep going. Holy
oh
shit.
shit! Yeah,
Okay,
This
you
is-
keep them down.
yeah. Okay. I feel like this is a lot of the reuse they're doing here with these and with like having the
Alright,
bad
come on.
guys help you out.
That's
Is
really,
like really good reuse.
Yeah.
it's extremely good.
It's like, remember when you were incredibly strong as a zombie? Well,
Yeah, no, that's always a good trick. Fighting yourself and using the powers that you have, having the powers you had used against you. That's like,
This entire spaceship is like weird bio-horror and stuffed bunnies.
yep. Which will be the name of my album on Bandcamp.
I like the kind of cinematic feeling of that. It's like you got one person like over there with their arms deep in zombies, the other one's like kneeled down at the other one trying
I'm
to.
trying my best.
It's like, little help over here!
No, and because
But now
it's
you
such
won't
a
know-
big attack, there's a real like time limit sort of
Yeah,
thing
it's
here
good.
where you're like, I have this long to kill these.
Well, I feel like that was like the first genuine moment of like, oh, this is two-player, it makes sense because
Yeah.
This thing
one
again.
person is doing the doors and the other person
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Which is not something you see in other areas, honestly.
Yeah, no, it's definitely an area, a thing that they could have been doing better.
Yeah, like they could have been doing from the start. And yeah, I don't know how doable that would have been without two people, to be fair. That might be why they don't do it much.
Yeah, they may be counting at this point. There's very little chance that someone is.
Has gotten this far with only one person. Okay, we gotta switch over because I can't actually hit
Oh,
that bottom
okay. Whereas I've got weird bouncy balls for
one. You can
attacks.
also crouch.
I don't need to.
How the
Yeah,
bouncy
I've
balls
seen
were
that
in the
works.
game before this?
They've shown up briefly.
Nice.
Oh, I've got the other type of mech. Also, this is a game with two different types of drivable mech.
Only two?
Well, there's a lot of other vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
I see.
But just the
Oh
fact
yeah,
that they-
right. You got these little bally guys.
Empty, empty.
Go, little bally guy. Wait, did they only go backwards?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it looks like. Yeah, they only go backwards.
I think that may have been custom done because I don't think they did that in the other one, and it's useful here because you've got that constant chase.
Well, it wasn't useful because I was trying to hit the.
Yeah.
I think we'll probably just keep going.
Yeah. Okay, I got them.
Alright.
Okay, I don't know what's happening here.
I guess who killed the last of the. Yeah, I think I did this. Oh. I did not realize you could hit it from there.
Hmm.
That makes it a lot easier.
Red-haired girl is the coolest.
Well, of course, she's me.
Oh yeah.
Oh no!
Oh no! Nice!
I hope she's got a space suit. Space
Suit for the space shoot.
Man, those little tumbling pieces of metal.
God.
So much.
Oh my god!
That's hardcore.
I had totally forgotten about this.
Oh my god. It's good. I like how the brain attack is like, nope, even this.
Oh my god, we don't have the... We're just standing on it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so now we have to... Really gotta dodge that thing.
Yeah.
Remember, just use up all your bombs immediately. Okay, so you can move as long as, Oh, okay, that's actually, that's fair. That's reasonable.
Jump rope.
Oh! Awesome!
She's the coolest.
I love the narrative stuff they're doing with this level.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It's really good for an arcade game. Like, that was not
Yeah,
typical
no,
at
that's-
all of...
That is genuinely funny. I will say, those green things are very hard to dodge.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Cool, now you're just... Oh my god. Now you're falling to your death in a tank, so you should be fine. Nice, I think. $46, so...
Basically 100 credits-ish.
100
Also,
110
like,
or so.
most of
they
those
just
were
kept
in
track.
the last mission.
That is if we didn't do
Yeah.
any switching around, I think.
Okay, so without switching around, it's 78 continues, which is almost $40 in coins, and more like $55 in coins with all the routes, which is definitely comparable to a commercial game at this point in time.
Didn't give me enough time. Oh, we get an ending.
Nice.
I have definitely looked at that splash before. Reference.
Oh my god.
So charming.
It's adorable.
Okay, I'm really curious to see what the staff is like.
It's
Yeah,
like two
how
people.
many art credits?
I'm gonna call it like 3 people.
Oh, wow! The gun she tossed in.
Wow.
Oh wait, they're gonna have to credit the people from the previous games also, right?
I think it's largely the same team across these three. Enemy sequence. Then of course there's the what does this actually mean
Yeah.
problem with jobs. Graphics section.
Has Axiom been up before?
Oh, it's the body of the dead thing.
Nice.
Background, Susumu. So Chief, okay. So they probably had people under that.
Yeah.
Because when we looked on the so
Flying Fox Curry. I really liked the era in Japanese games where people would be credited with like handles.
okay, so
Yeah.
there were like 5 or 6.
600 design and 2 like chiefs.
And the game was programmed by Wizard and Andi, which sounds like, I don't know.
That is a lot more reasonable than the 2 people who are listed on the Wikipedia page.
It sounds like a.
Yeah,
it sounds
although
like a.
8 people still not that many. Considering.
Is
Yeah,
program
given-
different from programming? Seeker's been listed already, I think. Hiya! Nice.
Amazing.
Nice.
Best tank busters. That was a teeny team for a game this size. Given the amount of new stuff per minute,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think there are plenty of indie games that are like this size, but none of them
Oh, yeah,
produce
definitely
this
not.
many, like, constant new things.
Yeah, you would
animated
never.
to that quality.
I mean,
The fact that
a little
you know,
bit
this is-
Cuphead, but like every single Cuphead level is like one background for 3 minutes, you know?
I
And like
remember-
Cuphead stands out for just how much stuff it throws at you, right?
Yeah.
Like the thing that's the thing that's amazing about Cuphead is like that it's rewarding you with something every 2 minutes or every 30 seconds or whatever.
Although again, that is just like the design
Yeah.
of this type of run and gun game.
I
Sure.
would also not be super surprised if a lot of the assets in this took more time than Cuphead's,
Oh, I wouldn't.
due to the fact
Oh,
that
yeah.
they're like a really heavy painterly style done in pixel art, which is like that combination is really slow
Right.
to work in. Okay,
Shall we switch over?
let's switch over. So switch over to your account, and
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll switch over to.
So I got someone asking in chat what it is that I've done. May I do a little pitch or something?
Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead.
Basically, if you're curious about my work, go to mermaid.industries.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. What?
Is the
Oh.
PS4 not online?
I think I've got a spare network cable. It's
Okay,
not
yeah.
online. I didn't know it had to be online.
Yeah.
Because normally we take it off
Yep.
because we use the same network cable. I think I've got a spare though.
Okay. So yeah, while we get set up.
Oh. Hi, I'm Andy. I mostly make things that start arguments about whether they're video games or not. I've been making free stuff at runhello.com for a number of years. The games of mine you're most likely to have heard of are Jumpman and Become a Great Artist in Just 10 Seconds. I am now working on a VR project, and if you go to mermaid.industries, you can see updates on the progress. By which I mean, if you go to mermaid.industries, you can see social media accounts where I post bizarre and cryptic images from when things malfunctioned while I was working on my prototyping.
Okay, give it a try now.
Because I personally think images of game dev going much wrong are invariably way more interesting than whatever the game is that you finally came up with.
I post lots of bugs, I agree. So hopefully it won't have the PS2 updating while we do this and causing network issues.
Come on, buddy, you can do it.
There we go.
Yay.
I wonder once it's started if I can disconnect the network or not.
I don't know.
Just because, yeah, we're getting a lot of yellow. Oh, we're getting into green. Yellow, red. I'm going to try disconnecting. Let's find out.
Okay, let's see. This may not work.
Are we green?
Okay.
Let's not
Looks
do
like it's good with that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Alright.
Okay. Do you want to give a little intro to... This is one of the few modern games we've had in the Metroidvania series we've been doing.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing this Metroidvania series?
Too long.
It's
A while,
definitely well
yeah.
over the last year.
We started from did Super Metroid Zero Mission, Metroid Fusion, and we are now going to Axiom Verge entirely because this is a game that's heavily influenced by Metroid in a way that like I don't think most Metroidvanias, you know, they're very much like doing the exploration thing. Whereas Axiom Verge I feel like is very influenced by Metroid design patterns, and I won't go into too much detail, but it has an interesting response to some of the stuff that it does.
I know there's sort
It
of like
has-
glitchy aspect
There's a
to it.
glitchy aspect, and a lot of the stuff it does with mobility is very different from how it happens in Super Metroid. So you'll see something and be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I know what this is," and
I'll
you
have
had
some.
no clue what it was.
I'll have some things to say about that when we get there. And one thing I want to note: this entire game, every single element, writing, music, art, design, programming, everything was made by Thomas Happ, the one guy in Thomas Happ games at the bottom of the screen right now. It's...
Which is crazy.
I think we're going to have the comment that he's better at some of the things he does than others, but almost every element of this game is firing on all cylinders. This is a really, really amazing piece of work.
So let's get started.
Okay.
And I'm very curious how Miguel is going to react to the pixel art in this game, because I'm...
Just realized we had it actually playing on the speaker system there. I'm feeling like, from what I've seen of screenshots and such, is that it has a very strong like aesthetic sense. I'm not super into the sort of heavy black use of black, glitchy, like original NES era art is not super my thing, but it does what it's doing well.
I'm just so happy at seeing something this, Alien 1 Geiger friendly, very like Dark Seed or something. New Mexico,
nice.
2005.
Getting a very Ninja Gaiden.
Trace is charged and ready. Thanks, Hammond. Starting the pulse now. If only it would work this time.
And this is also very out of this world.
Yeah.
/ another world. Oh, it's incredibly...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
The frame drops are hurting. Not much is happening right now. Oh, we are red.
Oh.
That's weird. The beamlet was completely distorted. Trace, there's a problem. What's that sound? As the building collapsed on top of me, I knew it was all over. My life, my goals, all fruitless. But if this were truly the end, if I'd simply died and stayed that way, well, let's just say that everything would have been a lot different.
So yeah, we're getting bad frame rate. People check that their phones aren't on. Oh, mine reconnected. Stay off.
Oh, yeah, so was mine.
Okay, that was our phones connecting and messing stuff up.
Maybe.
Well, we're still red.
Hopefully. Oh, yellow,
we're green.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
we're
red.
Trace, wake up, Trace.
Let me also, I forgot to switch the game name over. Oh, we're getting green. Hopefully it stays green.
It is way harder to debug this stream quality stuff than it ought to be. I feel like it's been worse the last couple weeks than it's been.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm trying to think if any of my devices could be messing with stuff.
This whole game he doesn't have his glasses. There may be a reason for that. Ugh, what happened? Trace, there is gun in next room. You must get it. Oh, wait, what's going on? Where are you? Hello? Where am I? Game saved.
Nice.
So I'm going to be trying very, very hard not to use some kind of degrading pseudo-Russian accent if I'm voicing the mysterious other character.
Okay, I'm just checking how the movement feels. It's very snappy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He moves in like a slightly blocky way, but that's kind of necessary for the platforming. Axiom Disruptor, a high-tech biomechanoid weapon. Is this the gun that lady mentioned, or did I just imagine her? Sorry, I am very weak. You must go now, before he finds you. Before who finds me? What's going on? I guess she's gone again.
So L1 to lock in place. So. Oh, I see. It locks me in place, and then I can.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I have a lot of thoughts on this game. I'm going to try not to just blurt them all out before Miguel experiences them himself. There's a lot of stuff in this that seems kind of arbitrary early on. They try to give reasons for later. Someone did comment that for some reason he seems to have lost his glasses since the opening cutscene.
Yeah, no, he is just a guy in a red t-shirt. As far as character design goes, I would not describe Trace as super interesting.
He's got a good nose.
His
Which
guns,
I guess is very out of this world.
his guns have a ton of personality. So you've got this character that doesn't really have a lot of personality, and then the guns are. We're red again. So it's going to come. There's all this really, really gorgeous sort of like.
Someone's asking how the jump feels. I actually really like just how snappy everything is. The fact that I'm a bit smaller on screen so that I can see more of what's going on. Generally, so far, the movement feels really good. It's a little bit stiff, but I prefer that over something that feels sort of sloppy. And like some nice animation for landing, etc., to make it feel less stiff.
I've got some thoughts on Trace that I'll share once we've had some more time to experience the game's writing. I wanted to call attention. What do they call it? Like in like old sci-fi movies where like there's like all that weird little kit bashing on the edge of the ships, like grimmeling or grinnelling or something.
That's something very similar to that. Greeble?
Greebles, yeah. I really like the greebling in the background. Like just everything in this world is so more complicated than it needs to be in a really gorgeous way. Another thing that you're going to notice really early on is that this game is really, really good about color coding. It doesn't seem to be following any particular console's pixel limitations, but Mr. Happ seems to have noticed that those NES games that had palette limitations would wind up kind of color coding things in a very strong way that actually really helped readability. So like this is all like gray, and there's like so much complicated gray. It's very, very rich and complicated, but it's not really making it hard to see what's going on because anything that you actually care about seeing is red, just very, very sharply red, including his t-shirt and the guns.
Something I'm just gonna comment is that like while this is doing a bunch of stuff that you could not at all do on an NES, art style wise it's way closer to the original Metroid than any of the later Metroids were.
Yeah.
In terms of how it's choosing to use its tiles.
But it's also just got that kind of feeling of like all those kind of like biohorror games that were on the NES and just sort of disappeared. So I feel like the NES, there was a lot of like weird biohorror like this, and it might have just been because like it was really easy to sort of like suggest that in a way that like maybe wouldn't have looked so cool if it was like more clear, like it was at the end of the Metal Slug game.
I feel like that was just like what was in the air at the time, because you also got that on Master System games, you got that in arcade games like R-Type. Like Giga was just popular.
Yeah.
And
I was gonna say, I feel like at least this opening bit of this game, I feel like there's a lot of Contra feeling to it.
Yeah, the movement is actually a lot closer to Contra than it is to
We're apparently getting some real choppiness. We might have to take a look at that.
let me just have a look around the house and see.
Well, are we close to a save point? What's on the map?
Nope, that one's not on. You don't have a laptop or anything that's on the network, right?
Nope.
My laptop's asleep.
Yeah, huh. And we're definitely using the wired connection. And the NAS is off. I have no idea what could be causing slowdown. There's basically nothing running
We could
on
maybe
this.
try a debugging pass if we save in a moment.
Yeah.
'Cause the save slots in this game are pretty densely packed. I think we'll get one relatively quick if we.
Pass it back.
Yeah, someone played on the map. There's a set reminder feature, which on the PC version, I feel like there was some problem where I was kept setting the reminder by accident, so it wasn't very useful. But it's a good feature.
Okay, so it won't reform on me. Yeah, this does feel a lot more like Contra than it does like.
I feel like a lot of the Metroid games weren't really necessarily making you do combat. They were just sort of like you could run past combat. This game, at least at the start, wants you to. I know I have some things I want to share later about both the feeling of the combat, traces of character, and the art specifically.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Kind of crackle when you get close to it. That thing.
Just looking at
Also be careful. Also bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's very, very easy to die in these opening sections.
Okay. Oh, is that the like? Oh, I thought that was a part of the music that was warning me. I guess not. Yeah, there's a messiness to some of this pixel art, like especially that background there that I see in a lot of modern pixel art games that I'm not super into personally.
Like in an old game, if you'd seen messiness like that, it would have been because of like tile limitations or something. Like, well, we've only got
It's
4
not
tiles.
really a tile limitation thing. It's more
It's not
just like
here.
It's just like it's just what they drew. Like, it's just a mess
it's
of
more
matter.
just like it hasn't been cleaned up. It's noise rather than I like the weird runes.
Yeah. Firing once launches a large projectile. Firing again causes it to detonate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, nice. I really like
Yeah.
that. That's really good.
So kind of showing you very early on that there will be weapons will be powering ways of, creating weird little kind of like computational puzzles like
Yeah.
this, right? Like,
No, what's great about this is that it's using the gun as a key, but in a way that's completely
yeah.
based around.
It's not like you
Understanding
It's
how it
completely
works.
emergent. It's not at all like a fake mechanical thing that they added on top of the weapon.
Yeah. It's not use a red key for the red door. It's
Yeah.
This doesn't use ammo. It's just normal gun.
Okay, that beeping is me
It
almost
is.
being dead.
I do love the sync to the music.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
good.
It's such a good.
Oh yeah, I can't. It's like I'll send 2 of them over. No, wait, it's the same button to detonate.
difficulty levels?
Yeah, I added a hard difficulty I could choose.
Okay.
No, the action feels a lot tighter in this. Partially like just having the screen zoomed out more means you can have more fast moving stuff happening and still be readable.
Yeah, a thing that we've been seeing a lot of lately is indie games that have, like, what if the NES resolution were 16:9? And 16:9 is just maybe a good resolution for platformers. Because this feels pretty good, and Shovel Knight feels pretty good.
Okay, that doesn't get me through this, so I guess I'm gonna go back. I was hoping that it would blast away that stuff. Oops, shit. I guess this might be a good time for us to,
Give it a second, though.
yeah, that was weird.
Game saved.
Oh, I still have my weapon.
God, what just happened? You died. We saved your mind machines. What? I'm sorry, miss. I hope I'm misunderstanding something. Could you try rephrasing that? Hello? Oh man, this is insane. I died. Am I still me?
This is great. This is really good.
I really like that element. So yes, canon for the remainder of this game, there are no rewinds. If you die, that happened. Do we want to try to do something about the frame rate?
Good time for some donations.
Time for some donations.
Yeah, I think since we're still getting
Reds.
a lot of badness, I'm just not sure what I can like lower some of the quality.
I've got a little bit of advice on that, but
Okay. So yeah, we're gonna go away for like 5 minutes while we try to set up a different setting and see if it maybe fixes our streaming problems.
And this game, the next bit of this game is quite interesting. So y'all want to stick around. Trust me.
Okay. So